Imagine this. You are 35, maybe 45 or 65. Every morning you wake up, go to work, eat, talk to people. Yet deep down you know you are not living. You are just existing. You are tired, but you do not know why. You have got stability, but your soul feels hollow. You share your life with someone, yet there is no real connection anymore. Everything moves on autopilot, as if you have been sleepwalking through your own life. And one day you look in the mirror. You see a stranger staring back. Dull eyes, heavy shoulders. A voice inside whispers, "Where did I go?" This is one of the most painful places a human being can find themselves. Not in obvious ruin, but in invisible emptiness. You have a life, but you have lost yourself inside it. And here is what most people do not realize. This feeling is not a modern invention. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man alive, emperor of Rome, commander of armies, once wrote in his private journals how much trouble he avoids who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does. Even at the height of power, he wrestled with distraction, with meaning, with the quiet battle for his own soul. Seneca, one of Rome's wealthiest men, confessed that he wrestled with anxiety, anger, and the relentless sense that time was slipping away. And Epictetus, a former slave who owned nothing, taught that freedom is not achieved by having everything but by needing less. Three men, three completely different lives, one timeless truth. If your mind is lost, begin with the mind. If your body is broken, begin with the body. If your heart feels empty, begin with the heart. Three brutal rules, three roads to rebuild yourself, three levels of rebirth. These are not motivational slogans. These are ancient principles, tested in war, in poverty, in illness, in exile, that can rebuild your life from the inside out, but only if you are brave enough to live them. Welcome to Master Your Mind, the place where ancient philosophy becomes practical mental strength. Today we are walking through the three Stoic rules that will rebuild your mind, your body, and your heart completely. Stay until the end. The final rule is the one that holds all three together. Let us begin. Rule 1. Fix the mind. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. Yet today, most people have surrendered that power. Our minds no longer belong to us. They belong to the noise, news cycles, social media, endless comparison. We scroll, we react, we consume, until the inner voice that once guided us falls completely silent. Your mind has become a battlefield, and you did not even notice the invasion. The world is not trying to educate you, it is trying to capture your attention, and it has become extraordinarily good at it. Every notification, every headline, every perfectly crafted piece of content is designed to pull you away from your own center and into a state of constant reactivity. You open your phone to check one thing, and 40 minutes later, you are watching someone you have never met argue about something that will not matter by morning. And somewhere in all of that, your own thoughts, your own direction, your own inner voice got drowned out completely. The Stoics understood this danger long before the digital age existed. They recognized that the greatest threat to a man was not his enemy, it was his own undisciplined mind. A mind without training is like a ship without a rudder, moved entirely by whatever wind blows hardest. So how do you reclaim it? 4 practices. Not ideas, practices. Practice 1. Detox the mind. You cannot build a new life using old thoughts. You cannot feed your brain with mental garbage and expect clarity. Just as a strong body cannot thrive on fast food, a strong mind cannot thrive on content that keeps you anxious, reactive, and empty. Most people wake up and immediately check their phone. They flood their mind before it has even fully awakened with other people's opinions, problems, and performances. They hand the first moments of their day, the most fertile, the most impressionable, to strangers on a screen, and then they wonder why they feel scattered, unmotivated, and out of touch with themselves before they have even left the bed. Here is the challenge. 7 days. For the first 30 minutes of every morning, feed your mind truth, not trash. Read philosophy. Read the lives of those who overcame the impossible. Study skills that make you sharper, calmer, more resilient. Don't call it reading, call it training, because your mind is either your greatest weapon or your worst prison. and every scroll, every thought, every reaction decides which one it becomes. When Marcus Aurelius woke up, he did not check the Roman equivalent of social media. He sat with his own thoughts and wrote. He examined his mind, his motives, his values, and in doing so, he built a mental fortress that held under extraordinary pressure, war, betrayal, plague, grief, and the weight of an empire. You do not have an empire to manage, but you have a life, and that life deserves the same quality of attention that Marcus gave to his. Start there. 30 minutes, every morning before the world gets its hands on you. Practice 2. Redefine the direction. Most people say, I want to be happy, I want to be successful, I want to feel better. But the Stoics knew that happiness is not the goal. It is the side effect of living with virtue, of aligning your daily actions with your deepest values. The question is not, what do I want to have? The question is, who do I want to become? There is a profound difference. When you say, I want to lose weight, you are focused on the outcome. When you say, I am someone who honors my body, action follows identity. That is not just habit change. That is an identity shift. And identity shifts are permanent in a way that goal chasing rarely is. Write this down. I am becoming. Then finish the sentence. Not with who you wish to be someday, but with who you choose to be today. Because transformation does not happen in the future. It happens now, with every small decision you make in this moment and the next. The Stoics had a concept for this, the discipline of desire. Not the suppression of desire, but the redirection of it toward what is actually within your power to build. You cannot desire your way into a different life, but you can choose your way into one identity-aligned decision at a time. When you shift your identity, your behavior follows. You stop needing willpower because you stop fighting against yourself. You are no longer trying to act like someone else. You are simply being who you have decided to become. That is the quietest revolution a human being can stage, and it costs nothing but clarity and commitment. Practice 3. Break the invisible prison. I cannot. I am not good enough. It is too late. These are not facts, they are walls, and the cruelest part, you built them yourself. The Stoics called this assent, the act of agreeing with the lies your fear whispers. Every time you accept a limiting belief without examining it, you give it structural integrity. You make it load-bearing, and over time, the accumulation of unchallenged limitations becomes a prison so familiar, so comfortable in its constriction, that you stop noticing the bars. But the moment you stop agreeing, you begin to break free. Here is the practice. Write down the 3 beliefs that hold you back the most, the ones that appear every time you consider moving forward. Then rewrite each one as a declaration of power. I do not have time becomes, I am learning to prioritize what actually matters. I am not smart enough becomes, I am developing the skills I need. It is too late becomes, every moment is a new beginning. Each rewritten sentence is a hammer striking the wall of your old identity. Each word a crack that lets light in. And understand this, you are not rewriting these beliefs because they are definitely true. You are rewriting them because the old versions were not serving you. You are choosing thoughts that move you forward instead of thoughts that keep you still. That is not delusion. That is discipline. Marcus Aurelius did not become one of history's most admired minds by believing whatever fear told him. He examined his thoughts, challenged his assumptions, and chose deliberately which ideas were worthy of living in his mind. You have that same power. The question is whether you are willing to exercise it. Practice 4. The daily mind training ritual. Every morning, write 3 thoughts that strengthen you and 3 that weaken you. Throughout the day, catch the negative ones the moment they appear and replace them with something true. Not something falsely positive, something genuinely accurate and forward-facing. At night, ask yourself, did my mind serve me today or did it sabotage me? Where did I think with clarity? Where did I slip into old patterns? What will I do differently tomorrow? This is not about thinking positive. It is about thinking with discipline. It is the mindset of a warrior, calm under fire, clear in chaos, unshaken by noise. Because when you master your mind, you master your fate. When you command your thoughts, you command your reality. The mind is your kingdom. Govern it accordingly. Say this to yourself, not as a quote, but as a vow. My mind is my kingdom, and I am its sovereign ruler. And from this moment on, no one rules it but you. Rule 2. Fix the body. Your body is the foundation of your soul, the vessel that carries your mind and your purpose through life. You cannot maintain a strong mind while living inside a neglected body. The Stoics understood this with absolute clarity thousands of years ago. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself each morning at daybreak, when you find it hard to get out of bed, remember you were born to act as a human being, not to lie in comfort, not to delay, to act. And so he rose, not because it was easy, but because discipline was his nature. We live in a time that has made softness extraordinarily accessible. Comfort food, comfort screens, comfort postures, comfort routines, everything designed to minimize friction. And in minimizing friction, it has also minimized us. The body that never faces challenge never discovers its own strength. The person who never moves never truly wakes up. 4 practices for the body. Each one simple, each one non-negotiable. Practice 1. Nutrition is discipline. Your body is not a trash bin. Every bite you take is a choice to strengthen yourself or to sabotage your potential. And that choice compounds. 1 poor meal is noise. 100 poor meals is architecture. You build your body day by day, meal by meal, with the accumulated weight of your choices. Before every meal, ask yourself one question. Will this bring me closer to the person I want to become, or keep me chained to who I used to be? That question, asked consistently and honestly, is more powerful than any diet plan ever written. The Stoics did not practice abstinence for the sake of suffering. They practiced it for the sake of sovereignty. Seneca ate simply not because he could not afford more, but because he understood that the man who is not ruled by appetite is free in a way that the man who indulges is not. Do not aim for perfection. Aim for awareness. Because when you control the fork, you begin to control your life. Every conscious choice rewires the connection between your body and your willpower. Food can fuel your purpose or feed your weakness. It cannot do both at the same time. Choose with intention. Start with 1 meal, 1 day. Eat for strength, not for escape. Notice how different your mind feels when your body is not working against it. Notice how much clearer your thinking becomes when you are not inflamed, heavy, or crashing. Your body and your mind are not separate systems. They are partners. Treat them that way. Practice 2. Sleep is the energy of wisdom. Seneca once warned, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." And nowhere is this more quietly devastating than in how we treat our sleep. Every late night you trade for another episode, another scroll, another hour of distraction. You are stealing from tomorrow's strength. You are borrowing against a debt your future self will have to pay. And that debt compounds with interest. The foggy mind, the shortened fuse, the low energy, the endless craving for stimulation because your natural vitality has been depleted. No one ever built greatness with a tired mind and a foggy soul. Exhaustion is not a badge of honor, it is a warning. And the world is full of people who wear it proudly, not realizing they are announcing their own self-neglect. 7 to 8 hours every night, not as a luxury, but as a ritual of self-respect. When you sleep well, your thoughts sharpen, your emotions find balance, your willpower resets. Problems that felt insurmountable the night before reveal their solutions in the clarity of a well-rested morning. Protect your rest like a warrior sharpens his sword, because your future depends on how well you restore today. The quality of your recovery determines the quality of your performance. It always has. The Stoics knew this. The greatest athletes and generals know this, and now so do you. Act accordingly. Practice 3. Movement is emotion. Emotion does not live only in the mind. It lives in the body. It stagnates when you stay still. And when emotion stagnates, it does not disappear, it deepens. It darkens. It becomes the heaviness that you carry without knowing where it came from. You are anxious, walk. You are angry, run. You are lost, disconnected, numb. Lift something heavy. Breathe deeply. Feel your heart beating again, because that heartbeat is proof that you are still here, still capable, still alive enough to choose differently. Epictetus, though crippled, though enslaved, taught, no great thing is created suddenly. Move daily, even for 20 minutes. No gym needed, no expensive gear, no perfect conditions, just discipline. Climb the stairs instead of taking the elevator. Do squats in your living room. Stretch when you wake up. Take cold showers. It is not the movement itself that transforms you. It is the message you send to your own mind when you do it. That message is, I am still in command. And that message, repeated daily through action instead of words, begins to rebuild something that chronic comfort had quietly dismantled. Your belief in your own capacity. Each act of movement, no matter how small, is a silent declaration of power. A vote cast in favor of the person you are becoming against the inertia of who you were. The body remembers what the mind forgets. When you begin to move with intention, when you begin to challenge your physical self instead of protecting it from all discomfort, you start to remember something crucial. You are not as fragile as the comfortable life had led you to believe. You are capable of far more than you have been demanding of yourself. Practice 4. The power of voluntary discomfort. The Stoics had a practice that sounds strange to the modern mind. Voluntary discomfort. Choosing hardship on purpose, not as punishment, but as training. Not to suffer, but to prove something to themselves. Seneca would occasionally sleep on the floor, not because his bed had been taken, because he wanted to remind himself that he could live without luxury, that his peace of mind was not dependent on comfort. Marcus trained his body in the chaos of military campaigns, not in the ease of imperial palaces. He chose the harder path not because he had to, but because he knew that the man who only ever chooses ease teaches himself to break promises, and the man who regularly chooses challenge teaches himself to trust his own strength. And you, every time you choose the elevator over the stairs, the warm shower over the cold one, the extra hour of sleep over the early rise, you are not just making a small comfort choice, you are casting a vote. You are telling your nervous system, I need protection from discomfort, and your nervous system listens, and it adjusts. And gradually your threshold for challenge drops. Your tolerance for difficulty shrinks, and the person who could once push through difficult things now finds themselves overwhelmed by ordinary friction. Start small. Drink one more glass of water. Take that cold shower. Run for 10 minutes. Eat vegetables when you want sugar. Tiny choices, but they carry massive meaning because they are proof that you are willing to be uncomfortable in service of something greater. Every act of voluntary discomfort builds a quiet, unshakable faith in yourself. A faith that no motivational video can give you and no circumstance can take away. Because it was earned through your own body, through your own choice, in your own ordinary morning. Write this down and mean it. My body is my temple, and I am its loyal guardian. Now rise and act like it. Rule 3. Fix the heart. Have you ever felt empty, even when life looks fine from the outside? The job is there, the relationships are there, the comfort is there. And yet somewhere beneath all of it, there is a hollowness you cannot name and cannot shake. A sense that you are going through the motions of a life that has somehow stopped belonging to you. That is not weakness. That is a signal. It is your heart, the deepest part of you going numb from neglect. Because somewhere along the way, in the process of building stability and managing responsibilities and protecting yourself from pain, you built walls. Thick ones, reliable ones. And the terrible efficiency of walls is this: they do not distinguish between what they keep out. The walls that protect you from hurt also protect you from joy. The same armor that shields you from grief also shields you from love. You cannot selectively numb. When the heart closes, it closes to everything. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be like the rock against which the waves break. It stands firm and the raging waters fall still around it." A strong heart is not the one that never feels pain. It is the one that stays open even after being broken. Because staying open after everything is the bravest thing a human being can do. 3 practices for the heart, each one deeper than the last. Practice 1. Find your heart again. Sit still. No phone, no music, no background noise, no distractions of any kind. Just you and the silence you have probably been avoiding. Then ask yourself 3 questions. Ask them slowly. Give them room. If I could not fail, how would I truly live? Not the safe answer, not the sensible answer, the honest one. What am I pretending not to care about when deep down I care deeply? What have you been performing indifference toward because caring feels too exposed, too risky, too much? And when no one is watching, who am I really? Not who you perform to be, not who you have convinced others you are, but who you actually are in the quiet, unobserved moments of your life. Do not run from the answers that make your chest tighten. That tightening, that trembling is proof you are still alive, that there is still something inside you that wants to be acknowledged, honored, lived. Write down what you hear, because those words are not just thoughts, they are whispers from your soul begging to be heard. And souls that go unheard long enough eventually stop whispering. They go silent, and the silence that follows is the emptiness you have already been feeling. You do not rediscover your heart by chasing pleasure or filling your schedule or staying busy enough to avoid the question. You rediscover it by listening to the silence beneath your noise, by sitting with yourself long enough to remember who you were before the world told you who to be. Practice 2. Let go of the weight. Your heart is carrying too much luggage from the past. Anger at people who have moved on. Guilt about choices that cannot be unmade. Regret for paths not taken. Fear of repeating old pain. Disappointment that calcified into a protective cynicism you mistook for wisdom. Those things are not you. They are stories you have been replaying for too long. Stories that once served a purpose. They explained something, they protected something, but that purpose has expired, and now the stories are just weight, dead weight, carried out of habit, not necessity. Epictetus once said, "It is not what happens to you that hurts, it is how you react to it." And the reaction most of us have chosen, without fully realizing it, is to hold on, to keep the wound accessible, to return to it regularly, as if the revisiting is doing something useful, but it is not. It is just keeping you tethered to a past that is already over. So tonight and for the next 30 nights, write one thing you forgive, one person, one event, one version of yourself that made choices you now regret. Forgive them, forgive yourself, not because they deserve peace, but because you do. Not because what happened was acceptable, but because continuing to carry it is costing you something far more valuable than justice. When you let go, you do not become weak. You become weightless, and there is a kind of freedom in weightlessness that you cannot understand until you experience it for yourself. The first morning you wake up and the old anger is not there waiting for you. The first moment you remember something painful and feel nothing but a quiet, clean acceptance. Forgiveness is not surrender. It is not approval. It is not saying what happened was fine. Forgiveness is the art of putting down chains you were never meant to carry and choosing deliberately to walk forward without them. It is one of the most powerful acts of self-reclamation available to a human being, and it is always completely within your control. Practice 3. Live with purpose. A heart without direction will always wander in darkness. Purpose is not optional for the human soul. It is structural. Without it, the mind drifts, the body grows soft, and the heart goes looking for meaning in things that were never designed to provide it. Status, distraction, validation, the endless pursuit of more. The Stoics called it sympathia, the idea that every soul is connected to every other, that we are not isolated units trying to maximize our own comfort, but threads in a larger fabric, each one essential to the whole. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What harms the hive harms the bee." You were never meant to live just for yourself. The heart beats to serve, to give, to connect. That is its nature. That is what it was built for. Purpose is not something you find after a period of searching. Purpose is not hidden from you, waiting to be discovered at the right moment. Purpose is something you create through action, through showing up, day after day, in service of something beyond your own comfort. Pay attention to this. When do you feel most alive? When do you lose track of time? When do you feel genuinely, quietly fulfilled? Not excited, not stimulated, but fulfilled. For most people, those moments involve another person, helping someone, teaching something, creating something, giving in a way that costs you something real. Those moments are clues. They are the compass of your heart, pointing you home. And they are not rare talents reserved for the exceptional. They are available to anyone willing to start small. Help one person today. Create one act of genuine kindness this week. Do not wait for the perfect purpose to reveal itself before you begin acting purposefully. Start with sincerity. Start with the person in front of you. Start with the one small thing you can do right now that is in service of something bigger than your own comfort. Because a heart that gives never runs empty. It expands. It overflows. It becomes over time unbreakable. Not because it stopped feeling, but because it found a reason to keep feeling that is bigger than its own protection. Write this down and mean it. My heart does not just beat to live. It beats to love, to serve, and to connect. And when you live that truth, your heart will never go numb again. The 3 rules as one. Now that you understand the essence of all 3 principles, the question is not whether they work. The question is, do you see how they are connected? These 3 rules do not stand alone. They form a circle of rebirth. When you fix your mind, you give direction to your body. When you train your body, you build the strength and discipline that your heart requires. And when you open your heart, when you live with purpose, release the weight and reconnect with what is real, you fuel the fire that keeps your mind alive and your body willing. The mind is your compass. The body is your vessel. The heart is your flame. If one collapses, the journey falls apart. But when all 3 move in harmony, when your thinking is disciplined, your body is strong, and your heart is open, you become something that circumstance alone cannot break. Not because you are perfect, but because you are aligned. Marcus Aurelius battled anxiety. Seneca doubted himself. Epictetus lost his freedom. None of them were perfect. They were simply relentless. Each day, one choice, one step forward, and that was enough to change history. You do not need to be flawless. You do not need to transform overnight. You do not need to fix everything at once. You just need to show up every single day and stay loyal to your path. One morning of training the mind, one physical challenge completed, one act of the heart given freely, day by day, compounded over time. These are not small things. They are the architecture of a completely different life. The story of rebuilding. Let me tell you about a man named James. A few years ago, James hit rock bottom. Not in a dramatic, visible way, but in the quiet, invisible way that is somehow harder to escape. Burned out at work, disconnected from his family, drowning in self-doubt that had no clean origin, no obvious cause. He was functioning. He was showing up, but he was not present. Not really, and he knew it. One morning, after one too many days of waking up feeling like a stranger in his own life, he decided to rebuild himself the Stoic way. Not because he had read all the books, but because 3 simple ideas had cut through the noise. He began with the mind. 30 minutes every morning with Marcus Aurelius instead of scrolling, not as inspiration, as training. He started writing down his limiting beliefs and rewriting them. He began noticing when his mind was serving him and when it was sabotaging him. Then the body. Cold showers that shocked him awake. Daily runs that started as 10 minutes of misery and became his most sacred hour. Disciplined sleep. Food chosen for strength, not comfort. Finally, the heart. He forgave his father, not in a conversation, but in the quiet of his own journal, alone over months. He started volunteering at a shelter on Saturday mornings. He learned what it felt like to give without expectation and discovered, to his own surprise, that it filled something that had been hollow for years. Months later, his life did not look dramatically different from the outside. Same job, same city, same face in the mirror. But the energy was different. The quality of presence was different. He had stopped chasing happiness and started embodying it. He became calm in places where he used to be reactive, grounded in places where he used to be lost, unshakable in places where he used to fold. That is the power of the 3 Stoic rules, not as philosophy to be admired, but as daily practice to be lived. Because transformation is not about perfection, it is about alignment. Mind, body, heart, moving as one. And when they do, nothing can break you. Before we close today, I want to pause here for one more moment. We have covered 3 rules. each one vast, each one a complete practice in itself. But there is something beneath all three of them, a single thread running through the mind, the body, and the heart, that makes the entire system work. A truth that Marcus Aurelius returned to again and again, a truth that Seneca discovered through his struggles, a truth that Epictetus, chained and owning nothing, demonstrated more completely than most free men ever have. I want to name it clearly, because without it, the three rules are just a checklist. With it, they become a transformation. The truth beneath all three rules. The truth is this: you are the author of your own transformation, not the circumstances, not the people who hurt you, not the time you have lost or the opportunities that passed, not the version of yourself you wish you had been. You, now, with everything you have and everything you are. The Stoics did not teach passivity. They did not teach resignation dressed up as acceptance. What they taught, what every line of Marcus Aurelius's Meditations, every letter of Seneca, every word of Epictetus points toward, is radical personal responsibility. The idea that no matter what has happened, you retain the power of your own response, and that power is not small. That power is everything. Fix your mind, and you fix your life. Not someday, not when conditions improve, not when the people around you change or the circumstances align. Now, today, with the mind you have, used with greater discipline than you used it yesterday, train your body and you free your soul. The body is not separate from who you are. It is the vehicle through which everything you think and feel and intend becomes real in the world. Honor it, challenge it. Do not wait until you feel like it. Discipline is not something you feel, it is something you do. Heal your heart, and you will never lose your way again. Because a heart that has learned to forgive, that has found its purpose, that stays open even after being broken, that heart does not need external conditions to be at peace. It carries its peace with it wherever it goes. You were not born merely to survive. You were born to awaken. The world does not need another copy of someone else's life. It needs you, the raw, honest, powerful, unbreakable version of you. The version that has been waiting underneath the exhaustion, the distraction, the numbness, and the noise. And once you begin this path, once you take the first real step, with clarity and commitment, and the quiet fire that comes from deciding you are done sleepwalking, you will realize something profound. There is no old life to go back to. There is only the new life waiting for you to rise and claim it. So write this deep into your mind, not as words to remember, as a vow to live. I am the author of my own transformation. I am the warrior of my mind, the guardian of my body, the protector of my heart. Now stand tall. Take a deep breath. Feel that quiet fire inside you, the one that brought you here, the one that made you stay through every word. That fire is real. It has always been real, and it is yours. Take your first step. Not tomorrow, not someday. Now. Your journey does not begin when life gets easier. It begins when you decide you are ready to grow stronger, and you just did. If something inside you shifted today, if one of these three rules revealed something you have been quietly carrying or quietly missing, then I want you to know that this is exactly where the Master Your Mind program begins. Inside, you will find the complete framework for rebuilding your mind, your body, and your heart. Not as a motivational event, but as a structured daily practice. The philosophical depth, the practical tools, and the consistent guidance that turns these principles from ideas into identity. The link is in the description. If you are ready to go deeper, it is there waiting for you. And if this message resonated with you, subscribe to the channel and stay committed to the path of self-mastery. Every single day on Master Your Mind, we bring you the ancient wisdom that builds stronger, wiser, more unshakable human beings. This is not passive viewing. This is training. I will see you in the next video.